Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Codex Podcast. I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. With me, as usual, is my co-host, Jamie Wojcik. And joining us again today is our special guest, Tim Morris.
Hey, guys. Going, guys? We're back again, and Tim's here, and it's going to be fun. And we're going to do things to talk about comics. So get ready.
Yes. And as you see behind Tim, for those of you who are watching, you see behind Tim, he has a picture of Deathlok, a very cool picture of Deathlok, I might say.
That's right.
We will be reviewing Deathlok issues 2 through 5, The Souls of Cyberfolk. So that's a big thing I picked out for Jamie 2 weeks ago. We also got some comic news, not as much as other weeks have had. We will be going on the hunt. We will have our works. And again, we do you know? And our topic of the week is, what's your favorite crossover in comics and why? But let's get started onto our comic news.
Right on, Sonny. And the one we're going to start with today is a pretty awesome one. So earlier, I sent you guys a link to a Twitter account that showed some leaked pictures of the movie set and things like that. That Twitter account has since been suspended. So I found another one that I sent you today that had pretty much the same pictures and then an additional picture. So to give you guys an idea of what was in there, there was a picture of 3 Spider-Man suits, Tobey's, Garfield's, and Holland's, all hanging on a rack right next to each other. There was another picture of the 3 of them standing on what looks like some kind of boat or something like that, obviously after some big fight. Holland was in the black and red, and Garfield and Maguire were both in their suits. And then the other picture that to me looked pretty genuine was Happy Hogan, Aunt May, Peter Parker, and Matt Murdock all sitting at a table together discussing stuff. Peter Parker looked very concerned and things like that. And to me, the picture looked super authentic. So it just goes with what we've been saying the past couple of weeks. It's all but confirmed that the other 2 are in it, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And now with this is the closest we're going to get to visual confirmation that Charlie Cox is also in the movie too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first one to admit this is like the whole ScarJo controversy for me, because it's like every week there's something, and it's just, to me, it's getting old. But the more you see, the more they just need to put out the trailer and be like, look, guys, like, here's what you've been asking for. Here's what you've been claiming is going to happen. Here's what's it's going to be. Because if this is the case now, and there's so much speculation and so much and there's been so much confirmed from speculation. It wasn't even speculation. It was the worst kept rumor in all of movie history. Like when they brought in Doc Ock or the comeback, when you seen the Goblin Ball rolling down, they knew that was happening. You heard William Dafoe's laugh. Well, everybody knew.
Did you see the official trail or the official poster release that has the Green Goblin floating in the background? I mean, it's all but confirmed at this point. And one of the people that's putting these leaks out tagged Sony in a tweet that said, until you release an official second trailer, the leaks are going to continue.
Yeah, and then they came out and basically they already confirmed that, and Sony's upset about this, and so is Marvel, that Sandman and Lizard are part of it. So we're getting a Sinister Six. We already knew that.
Yeah.
To put out the trailer already, it's like quit waiting, quit putting out links or leaks, leaks every week. It almost makes you think, oh, is it just working together to just get everybody talking about it every week? And then it's okay, now I guess we have to. Because before, months ago, remember they were even saying there's going to be no trailer. We're not going to give anything away. And so, come on. Seems like
and
we know everything about the movie now.
They're still doing damage control, because Tom Holland is like, guys, you're going to have to believe me sometime. You're going to be disappointed when you don't see who you think you're going to see in this movie. And Garfield is still holding strong that he's not in there. Maguire's not saying anything. Charlie Cox is even doing the same thing. Deny. But it's like one of the memes that I saw. Feige sees the abysmal ratings for the Eternals. Well, go ahead and drop that picture of Charlie Cox sitting at the kitchen table so we can boost up Spider-Man.
Yeah. And it does make you wonder, imagine, nowadays with how Photoshop could be so good, imagine if it was just fake and then everyone sees the movie and it's not Charlie Cox.
Dude, I would
Ben
be
Affleck,
so
Daredevil.
so happy. I mean, I would cry tears of joy at this point if we went and go and saw this movie and none of those scenes and none of those characters were even in there. I told you from the beginning, if this is like the Avengers where you see Hulk running in the trailer and you see Infinity War and it's not Hulk, he's in the Hulkbuster suit and it's the Spider-Man, but it's not actually a Spider-Man, it's Spider-Ham and somebody else.
God.
Like, I would absolutely laugh because that is the best troll I've ever seen in my life. You had all these people at the palm of your hands and you just ripped the rug out from underneath them.
You need Spider-Ham now.
We do. I've been asking for Spider-Ham since the what do you call it? What was it? Can't even think right now. The Miles Morales one.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes. Thank you. I was concerned. I was like, what is it? I forgot.
Speaking of trailers, Jamie, why don't you go ahead and tell us about what information you sent us earlier this week?
How dare you segue me into a trailer like that?
More Spider-Man info.
Yes. As soon as I can't figure out what Spider-Man is, he's like, you know what? Let's actually segue into this. Okay, let's do that then, Tim.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So I actually have what I sent pulled up because, it's private and people can't, take it down on us. 1 second. For those that don't know, I'm still suffering from my sickness, so I'm just trying to not cough into the mic on you guys so you guys don't listen to me cough forever. But so the version that Anonymous saw for the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, which this did get taken down as soon as it got posted.
The description?
Yes.
Okay.
So I tried finding it again. I can't. Maybe if you do like a backwards visual for the photo, you could probably find it, but I doubt it. The version he saw was 3 minutes, 17 seconds long. Now I'm going to kind of paraphrase this because there is a lot. Believes that it's going to come out soon. In the trailer, Strange explains the spell a bit better. Peter says that his identity is basically affecting everybody that he cares about, everyone that's close to him. Someone throws green paint at Peter Parker for some reason. There's a single shot of Peter in the courtroom. Strange says that they shouldn't have done the spell at all. We see Peter in the cafeteria, but it doesn't show who he's talking to. He's just talking to somebody. We see the lizard behind a magical barrier. This is where it's getting good. Peter stares at him with a scared look. He has pants, but it's the same design from the Amazing Spider-Man itself. It looks just like it, but instead of Garfield, it's Holland.
Right.
Sandman is shown as a big sand monster. Go figure, because he's Sandman. That happens. We see a fight with Electro. We see William Dafoe's Goblin explaining to Peter, and this is what got me, because I think this is perfectly accurate. Explaining to Peter that if Strange sends them back to their worlds, they would die, and he has to help them. We only see his face, and he's wearing a purple scarf. So I do believe that this is real because that is something that would definitely happen. Like, he would manipulate it. He would make it his own.
And I got a scarf reminds me like the picture you showed. One of the pictures you sent.
So stuff's starting to add up, and this is why I was reading about this. So MJ and Ned meet at the Sanctum. Ned says to Dr. Strange that he always wanted to see a real wizard. Then Ned asks if he can wear the cape, and Strange makes an annoying face at him. The trailer ends with someone saying that Peter will help. Then it shows someone's gonna come help. Then it shows two shadows walking into the Sanctum. We only see the shadows on the ground. Then a shot of Peter with a confused look on his face. The music that plays in the mix is Toby and Andrew's soundtrack. Sounds
Their theme
from
songs.
their theme songs from their
Yeah.
respective movies, and that's the end of the trailer.
They're the shadows. I'm assuming.
I have some questions though, and I know I'm probably not going to get answers to them. But with Sandman, is Thomas Hayden Church coming back to reprise his role? Has that been talked about at all?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay,
No.
I didn't think so. I'm
So-
very curious about that.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, I do think that this is something close that's gonna be, especially now with those pictures. Like thinking about it, it does make sense. So those could be the trailer pictures.
That's very true. That's very true. I don't know. Depending upon where this came from, like the screenshots that you showed, it looked like it came from someplace like 4chan. If it did come from 4chan, you take that with a big grain of salt.
Right.
But they've been known to leak some stuff that was eventually confirmed as accurate before, when it comes to movies and things like that. So like I'm hesitant to agree with you, Jamie, but the logical part of my brain says to do so, that this trailer description sounds pretty accurate. And I think it's confident to say that we'll see something like that soon.
I agree. I think so. I thought it was pretty funny that they had to mention and Doctor Strange makes an annoyed face.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I was trying to.
I needed to know what his face looked like.
No, I think like it was everything was pretty like descriptive in there. So I kind of paraphrased, but that one I wanted to put out there because I just thought, what is Cumberland better? Cumberbatch, Cucumber Man. What's his face actually look like when he's annoyed? And he's not looking at 14 million and 4 different outcomes.
But they kind of left out what each character was wearing during the trailer. So, can we really take what they're saying seriously? Like what kind of clothes, what kind of shirts,
Yeah.
what kind of pants?
Yeah,
what
you
kind of
take it with a
stocks?
grain of salt. If they can't provide us that kind of information, then it's
What were
it's
they
highly
eating on
likely
a
it's
Tuesday
inaccurate.
morning at 7:00? It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
But with that being said, and all this trailer and production talk, I think there's some other news we got going on with the Black Panther Forever production. Sonny,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
going on?
So Black Panther Wakanda Forever's production has been shut down temporarily because back in August, Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, she had an injury, and that now they have filmed every scene without her. So they have to wait for her to come back to continue filming. So, in one case, it's good to say, okay, the movie's been moving forward, that everything is filmed without her, but now we just have to wait for her to come back and get better so they can film the rest of her parts and then move just forward to post-production and get ready for the movie to come out. So
Well, in that
hopefully it's better
article,
soon.
yeah, in that article, it said that her role was significantly larger in this, which I mean is what everybody assumed to begin with. So it's safe to say that if the entire production of the movie has shut down until she is better, then her role is larger than significant.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying that they want her to take over as Black Panther. I mean, we're not sure, will she? I mean, there are certain comics that have come out where the character has taken over the role of Black Panther. So, like you said, it seems like maybe she is.
Did they
But
ever
I'm excited to see
say?
it.
Did they ever say what kind of injury she sustained?
She
I
had,
thought that was like the minor injury that we were reading about that like everyone over exaggerated on.
Gotcha.
yeah, they were saying, that it was minor. Like I said, oh, she should be back. And even Angela Bassett, she said, oh, she's a little thing. She took a little bump. She'll be back soon. But when you think about it, it was like that was back in August.
Yeah.
And here we
Right,
are
and
in
it's
November.
November.
Yeah,
now
she
they
took a little
shut down,
bump
but
and
she comes
broke her
back.
whole collarbone. Like that's what happened. You're gonna be out a while.
I'm trying to remember if it was her shoulder or something. That she
I think it was the arm. Like it had something to do with the
Somewhere.
arm. So
Right on. Well, that makes sense for the reason why production's been delayed this long. Then, if it's something as significant as that,
yeah. Because even too, if she needs like to have a sling or some kind of
Mhm.
cast on her arm, how could they get her in like the outfit? Let's see if she's
Right.
Black Panther or somebody. those outfits are
CGI.
skin tight. Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, they could put like a CGI.
If they
like
can
a
make Josh
green
Brolin
sleeve.
Thanos and Cable within the same year, I'm sure they could do something for sure.
She would still have to fit into the mocap suit though, so her arm has to be fully healed.
She has those gauntlets on the end of her arm.
Yeah,
All
but
they
like I
have
said,
to do is make them bigger. Like,
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
but
yeah, if they
that's
make
me.
an
That's
outfit
me
that
using my
doesn't do
mind.
the arm. Yeah.
She could be Winter Soldier. Just cut the arm off. Like put the green screen on it and just don't
That
have
would
it.
be amazing. Step aside, Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocket
Maybe,
Raccoon would be
they
like,
don't,
I need that arm.
maybe they don't want a Blade Trinity to happen. Like if they add on her arm, they don't want it to look like when they had to do CGI to make Blade's eyes
They
open.
didn't even do CGI. They painted his eyes on.
It was CGI.
That is true, actually.
And that's something I brought. Did we talk about that last week? I think it was last week. I was
did
laughing.
mention, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, maybe
I
it was
still laugh
Morbius.
about that. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the eyelid painting. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. I'm pretty sure he'll never be playing Blade again after that.
Probably
He ain't
not.
playing much anymore.
Yeah.
I think he still owes
It's-
money.
Yeah, especially when Mahershala Ali is playing Blade. I don't think many people are going to want him replaced.
Mm-mm.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation that he's going to be a part of it in some way, shape, or form. But in the end, it doesn't really. I don't think it's going to factor in too much. It'd be nice to have him as a cameo.
Well, I mean, they've said that all multiverse stuff is interconnected now because of the events in Loki, isn't that right? So if that's the case,
he
then
could be a variant.
exactly everything that happened in the New Line Cinema version of Blade would now some way come into all of this. You know what I mean? So that opens that door for Wesley Snipes to come in.
Yeah. Now we're just
one day on
speculating.
set. Yeah, that
Or
one day
we're-
on set. Wesley Snipes on set for one day would probably be like a whole story in itself.
Yeah.
He slept and refused to work for 4 hours and then demanded chocolate covered strawberries be fed to him from an airlift. Like,
Oh my God.
I could see something like that stupid being a part, and I want to cover that news.
Yeah, but before I say it, there was a time he stopped speaking and we just was passing out notes and wanted to be called Blade.
That's right. He's a method actor, so he was in character the whole
He's
time.
a meth head. There's a difference.
So that's why he's been gone this whole time.
Well, he's also been in jail for tax evasion, so that's
very true.
Helps, so.
Right. Pay your taxes, people.
Rich too, yeah.
Yeah.
You have enough money.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of fighting the system, we just got word today that there's gonna be the biggest fight in Marvel history coming down with Thor versus Hulk. Donny Cates, the writer of both series, came out today and said this is gonna be the biggest fight you're ever gonna see. So I have a lot of high hopes for this. Thor's been good. His Venom run was amazing. That switch with Al Ewing. So for those who don't know, Immortal Hulk was written by Al Ewing. Venom was being written by Donny Cates. They switch books predominantly now. The new #1 for Venom comes out. I think it came out this week. Is written by Al Ewing, and then Hulk now no longer Immortal Hulk, just Hulk is written by Donny Cates. So now Donny Cates is having the two of them face off. I have a feeling this is going to be great. I don't think it's going to be on the caliber that he thinks it's going to be, but I do have a feeling that it's going to be an amazing fight. And I feel like it's going to be a story arc fight. It ain't going to be a one, spin, like one shot, like something just for filler.
Yeah, just a couple of pages and then they're done.
Yeah, and I hate because that's something that I've always hated is when it's like, oh, we're gonna see the biggest fight in this issue, and then it's one panel of both of them just holding each other by like the shirt. Just
Wait a minute, we
hopefully-
shouldn't be doing this.
Sonny,
Hopefully
what do
it's
you think,
like
buddy?
how we were doing remember how we read Deadpool versus Carnage and they fought multiple times throughout this story arc. Hopefully it's something like that where they have these huge fights and they meet up later and we get multiple fights out of them. And hopefully they're destroying basically worlds and everything just because they're so powerful. But I think it should be some good fights and great artwork. I mean, there's a lot you can do with the power when you have the Hulk versus Thor. And then you wonder is anybody else going to jump in or not. But I'm hoping we get a good battle and we get to say, not like you said, just don't let it be one of those, it's one page or one panel. But I think it's going to be more like a Deadpool versus Carnage where they have multiple fights.
Yeah.
So this is starting in issue 1, is that right? Where Thor's coming in?
He hasn't brought too much into it
Mhm.
because right now where Thor's at, he's trying to take back over being King of Asgard.
Right.
When one for Hulk comes out, which I believe is at the end of this month,
Mhm.
there was that free comic book day issue where it shows him going into space. So, spoiler alert for everyone who didn't read the free comic book day comic that came out a couple months ago. Shows him going into space. So, who knows if it's going to be like within the first issue or if it's going to like gradually rain out throughout like couple issues. I would love the fact though if this was an actual arc, like if this was 4 to 6 issues of them just battling, take my money. If this is something where it's one issue and it's a one and done, I'm gonna be so mad. I might quit my life with comics altogether.
I agree with you 100%, Jamie. I hope that this is a multi-issue arc with them two duking it out and, like you said, Sonny, destroying worlds or destroying whole towns or whatever the case may be. I mean, Cates is a fantastic writer, so I don't think that it'll be disappointing. But like you said, Jamie, I don't think it'll be as epic as he wants it to be. But I still think it'll be super entertaining.
Well, I do enjoy because Ryan Otley, I believe, is going to be on Hulk. He's the artist, and I do enjoy his art. It looks fantastic, whatever that man does. As far as Venom, I should know at the top of my head, but I'm gonna look it up real fast. So, but I mean, I think the artwork is gonna be great either way. Who, depending on who writes it through the crossover,
Right.
is it gonna be a crossover for Thor, or is it gonna be a crossover for the Hulk? Because that also depends on who's writing or who's not writing, but who's doing the art.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
Because there's two totally different people. Because I think I want to say it's who is it that's on. Nick Klein is the one that's doing Thor. So Donny Cates has both the two different artists going in two different directions. So it'd be amazing to see like it go part 1 be Hulk, part 2 be the issue of Thor, part 3 be the issue of Hulk, and so far and so like, you know what I mean? Like just to see that different perspective of the artists themselves.
Yeah,
how they visualize this fight going down.
Yeah. And I do gotta say the covers of Immortal Hulk they've been incredible lately. Like the whole run of that Immortal Hulk, I found the covers to be really awesome looking.
Is Alec Ross still doing all the covers for that, or did he do all the covers for Immortal Hulk?
He did. I think he did. I think he was a variant cover artist.
Gotcha.
I don't know if he was cover, so to say, but believe he was part of like the variant run, which wasn't much. It was just like a B variant, so it wasn't anything extra.
Right.
But no, I agree. I did not read Immortal. Like I said, I've said in previous episodes, I haven't read Hulk. I've read like one series with Hulk in it. I've always wanted to get into it. It's just I never found a time or a person writing it at the time. Like the whole Al Ewing thing with the Immortal Hulk, people jumped all over it. And I was like, why? It's Hulk. Like he smash. Cool. And then they're like, no, you got to read this horror mixed genre of weirdness and greatness. And I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I never did. So I waited for Donny Cates now to have it. And I'm like, I like Cates as a writer. I want to get into Hulk. I mean, this is the perfect time for me to do it. Now he's going to be fighting Thor. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, hopefully it's good because I do like a lot of Hulk, especially more like to the late 80s, early 90s stuff. So hopefully this is good. Like I haven't gotten to read Immortal Hulk, but those covers have always really grabbed my attention. But speaking of big power like Hulk and Thor, let's move on to the Eternals. So as you know, the Eternals movie came out to theaters earlier this month.
I was about to say, what version did you see?
Yeah, earlier this year. Yeah, it's in like a week ago.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of hype around it, and right now we've heard that on Rotten Tomatoes, it's not getting such good reviews. That they gave it the reviews of the score of 47%, but the audience gave it a score of 80%. And if you guys like me, I have not seen the movie yet. If any of you guys gotten to see it yet,
I've seen it.
Tim, whatever screen he's on, I'm pointing around the circle right now just for audience view.
Okay, so the critics score I think is highly inaccurate, because you've got a lot of critics that are complaining that this goes against the norm that the MCU has established for their films, which it does. But it is nowhere near as bad as they are panning it to be. And I think the audience score is closer to the representation of how people should feel about this movie. Me personally, I don't think it's the greatest Marvel movie ever written, but I don't think it's the worst either. I think it is right middle of the road. I had a good time watching it.
Score.
Yep, I had a great time watching it. I know Jack Kirby about the Eternals, so
I like that. That was good.
Nice. Yeah. There.
I know next to nothing about him, yeah. So I went into this totally blind. But I will say, and this won't give any spoilers away. I think that what they did here could have better been done over the course of 2 movies instead of trying to cram it all into 2.5 hours. And that just wasn't enough time to tell the type of story they wanted to tell. But the scope of the Celestials is what blew my mind away the most, because as gigantic as we think they are, this movie really gives a good representation of just how massive these creatures are in the Marvel universe. And I thought that was the coolest thing about the movie.
That's right. I was interested to see how they do the Celestials. And I think they've got a lot of fans excited once we first seen one in the trailer. Yeah. And then, that's like, so, but when it comes to rating, like I said, sometimes on Tomatoes, there's always people's opinions. Venom 2, they also their critics gave it 59%. And then the audience gave it 84%.
Tim doesn't get to answer this. Tim does not get to answer this.
The critic score for Venom 2 is absolutely wrong. It needs to be way lower than that.
Oh, really?
Again, Tim, stop.
I'm not gonna say anymore.
No, because you don't need to. Like, nope. You're wrong. Like, I don't know how wrong someone could be in their life. Like, and Jamie, right now we got the critic score going on with Tim and audience score going on with me on that one. Like, it just makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Or The Dark World is a better movie than Venom 2.
Shang-Chi actually did really good in both, where the critics gave it 92% and the audience gave it 98%.
I thought
Jamie, you agree with that, right?
That's deserving for Shang-Chi. It was a great movie. It was wonderful.
You deserve a slap at this point. Like, I wish I could just come to your apartment and just be like, dude, what the? Because
Shang-Chi was fantastic.
The manure coming out of your mouth right now is just, I can smell it from here. It's so bad. Like, okay, so Iron Fist Light was so good that they literally made Iron Fist a character in the MCU, but
it wasn't Iron Fist. It was Shang-Chi.
It was Iron Fist, but they just changed his name.
Iron Fist didn't have bracelets on his arms.
Neither does Shang-Chi.
No, but the Mandarin did, and Shang-Chi took him. So
Mandarin never had.
It was a wonderful movie.
Mandarin had rings, man. Have you ever picked up a comic? Jeez, you deserve not to have ever give a score on anything.
Wait, wasn't the Mandarin an actor the whole time?
I thought it was.
He was actually, yes, absolutely.
Iron Man 3.
I know. Ben Kingsley is just perfect. But no, I thought Iron Fist Redux in the MCU was amazing. As far as the score goes for me, like on Eternals, I don't base it off the critics' review. I've never based it off the critics' review.
Have you seen it?
No, because I have stuff to do. Like I don't have much of a life anymore, so I gotta keep up with what we do here.
Right.
But I'm gonna end up seeing it. It's just when I get a actual weekend free and I'm not sick, or if I'm not editing all night. So, which is never.
Let's say so. Maybe when you're 40,
Yeah, right.
As soon as I got a minute to myself. But as far as those critic scores, I've never trusted those. I never cared for them. I obviously don't care for Tim's because he's not right. And Tim's his own worst critic, so I don't get why he's telling us what we should think. But as far as like the audience score, I go with that because even a 50. I've seen movies where it was like they gave this a 50, but it was brilliant. Like, it was a great movie. It was fun from start to finish. And then I've seen some that, were 100, and you're like, and the critic score was like, oh, we gave this a 20. What? Like, it's certified fresh by the audience.
Well, I mean, they're saying that
Yeah.
the MCU is in trouble now and it's all but finished and all that. We still got Spider-Man coming out this year, plus all the movies coming out next year. They are billion-dollar movies that's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, they're not in trouble. They're doing awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, they're doing just
yeah,
fine.
they're having trouble. They're smoking their cigars, jumping into a pile of coins from a vault, like
Right.
or like McDuck.
Scrooge
Yeah.
McDuck. We're gonna have to swim in the silver today, fellas.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's their problem, is they have too much money.
You.
Yeah, poor them. Their issue is that they have too much money and don't know what to do with it. So I wouldn't say
Wow.
they're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, with the critics, with scores, everything, I sometimes see, when you hear things, but I always go based on my opinion. There's certain movies I like that that the critics of it, fans of it, and I'm like, yep, I love it too. And then there's certain
Yeah.
movies I love, and a lot of people, it's hard for me to find anybody who agrees, but hey, I like what I like, and that is
Well,
that. So when it comes to the Eternals, I'll see it, and I'll see what I think.
He'll see it when he turns 38. Like, he's gonna watch everything else.
Well, that's the most important thing, though, guys, is that it doesn't matter what the
listening to
critics
you?
say. Well, definitely don't listen to me. Go out and watch the movie
I
and
live
make
my
an
life like that.
opinion. Yeah. In the couple months we've known each other, Jamie has not listened to a single thing I've said.
I don't even know your name. I don't know why you're here.
Well, again, my name is Tim. I work with Decoding Panels. How you
Under the
guys doing?
Codex
Thank you very much. Right under the Codex podcast banner. But yeah, judge for yourself. It doesn't matter what the critics say. It doesn't matter what the blowhards say on Twitter or in the Facebook comic book groups or anything like that. None of them know except for who you are and what you like and what you want to go see. If you want to watch Eternals, go watch it. It's a great movie.
Side tangent, I did watch the Green Lantern movie again last night because I was sick, not feeling well, and I was like, I need a pick-me-up movie, and I watched it. So
The Hot Wheels tie-in is the greatest part of
it
that
is.
movie.
It's amazing. What can you do? So, I mean, I can't judge anybody for what they like or what they don't
Right.
like, because I like that movie, even though it was horrible. Still love it.
Yeah, see, like what you like. And that takes care of our comic news for now, but we have our works, and in our works, we have quite a bit of news.
Yes, but Sonny, the first thing that I want to say to everybody is that a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, you guys don't get to see or hear or care about. And or if you don't care, it doesn't matter, but we usually care what you guys think, and we try to bring you guys the best show every single week, whether it's from Decoding Panels to Codex Gaming to the podcast itself to the audio listeners to whoever. We have a big surprise coming for you today, and I kind of lied during the pre-show. I said I was the only one in that news, but I'm going to give Sonny the reins on this one so he can let everybody know what the news is.
Okay, you'll look past to me. Well, Tim, you've been around for quite a while. You came in episode 10. You've been joining us. You've been helping us when I've needed to take time off. Jamie is taking time off. And I'm here to officially announce that Tim will be joining us. Tim, you will be joining us as our third chairman here on the Code X podcast.
Right on. I am super excited about that. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, we didn't
wanted to congratulate you.
We didn't want to say anything to you. We didn't want to bring anything up too much. But as far as now, you are part of the Code X podcast and no longer just part of Decoding Panels. Your voice is going to be heard and your face is finally going to be seen all the time.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. That's wonderful.
As much as it shouldn't be, but I mean,
well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last episode I'll be on. No,
we're just gonna make him do this with the camera every time he's on.
No, I want to say thank you guys so much for putting that kind of faith into me to bring me on and be the third seat at this table. That's pretty awesome. Sitting at the Decoding Panels table is a dream come true for me. I love doing stuff like that, and I love doing those issues, and I love doing that work, but I love coming on here and hanging out with two really good friends of mine too and talking comic books for an hour and a half. I love that, and I'm really glad that you guys want to bring me on and make me a permanent part of that. Thank you very much.
Oh, dude, we're
My
happy
pleasure.
to have you. And I mean, like, and me and Sonny had talks about this because, when Sonny was gone, it was me and you, and we saw there's a different type of
Yeah.
video, like kind of different episode, and I was like, I kind of like what we did here. You know, this is something me and Sonny don't do, but I want to kind of try to establish this. And then I was out for the 2 weeks and I saw what you and Sonny did. And I was like, I don't even need to be on the show anymore. We're done. Like this is perfect. I can just sit back, edit, and never talk to you guys again. Besides calls, which no one ever calls me unless it's on Skype.
That's not true. I've been calling you using the regular phone a lot the past week.
I know.
So.
You got to learn. You got to learn. It's not a rotary phone.
I don't know how to use digital. I just know how to rotate
Spin
numbers
and
and
hope
wait
for the
for them
best.
to come back. That's right. Shoot, I did the wrong number. Got to do it all over again.
Me and Sonny sat down and basically said, like, it was good that, you know, we have the third person. You bring a different element into the show every time you're on it. We always have more fun when it's the three of us. I mean, me and Sonny, we could do great by ourselves, and we can, but we want to do better every single week. We don't want to just be the same.
Well, like I said, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
No
pleasure. You've earned it. You've more than earned it, Tim.
Yeah, we never thought
glad to have you here.
We never thought me and Sonny were stubborn at the beginning. We're like, no one's taking any more room in the podcast. It's just me and him. We're good. We're solid. And then you come along and you're a horrible critic of movies.
Well, I mean, we've talked about
your
this
way right in.
We've talked about this
like,
before. When I came in and interviewed with you guys, you had already interviewed a couple other people that wanted to be the third or be the top on what's going on right now. And that's like, no, you guys, no, that's not what we want. We want this. And when I answered the call and we talked and you told me what you expected of me and what you wanted, I was like, that's exactly where I want to be. Whoa, wait a minute. You don't want to be on the podcast? No, I do. Grady Meat stuff. I'll do this. This is amazing. Wonderful. Yes.
Right.
So
everybody, as of right now, we're happy to say he's going to be a third chair. You're going to be seeing a lot more of Tim, hearing his voice a lot more. And you're going to be hearing him on decoding panels, which it doesn't take away from decoding panels. So get to work because we still got a lot more to do.
Absolutely.
So, Sonny, you want to get into our actual works now that we got the third member here?
Yes, we got to remember now. Like the schedule has begun, and just speaking of decoding panels. Yesterday, I believe it was right that we did decoding panels.
Yesterday. You're right. Yep. Today's
Yesterday, Flash issue number 0, and a while ago, me and Jamie have reviewed it, and now Tim, I got to make sure to watch it. He did a very good job.
That was one of my favorite issues to do. I had so much fun doing that, and if people don't know, I only get my kids every other weekend and lengthier times during the summer and things like that. So that issue really hit home for me. You know what I mean? And Jamie, you even talked to my son about that, and that's
Ethan still got homework, dude. I'm waiting.
Yep, he's gonna read it when I get him this weekend, and then I'll have him watch the episode, and him and I will talk about it.
Please do, because I'm gonna jump right on Skype and be like, Ethan, do your homework, and he's gonna be like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, better.
Well, I mean, he gets so excited about me doing this stuff. And when they're here, I don't do a whole lot of work, but sometimes when I do, my son will stand right next to me and watch me type and listen to me talk. And I'll get a lot of feedback from him on things that I do too. What'd you think of that, bud? How'd that sound? Dad, that sounded great. Okay, cool. Onward to Jamie it goes.
Right. And sometimes he just jumps in and like Tim will be like, hey, you got a minute? And that's our normal go-to line, I guess.
Yeah.
And literally we're jumping on Skype and I'll be talking to him, and then you just see Ethan.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on over there? Come here,
hi, Jamie.
talk to him.
And then he's like, what are you working on? So, I mean, it's fun. So we got that came out yesterday.
Yep.
Podcast obviously is today on Twitch, so you guys are witnessing it. As for Thursdays, it's our miscellaneous days, so it's kind of like a mail call, or it's whatever we get time. We do have some fun stuff coming up though for ours that we did for good old SK over here. I'll let him get into that more when he gets into his part. But Fridays is Codex Gaming on Twitch, which, by the way, just to let everyone know right now what we are working on. I'm working my way through Injustice storyline, so you guys will be seeing a bunch of those come up. And you will be seeing more Marvel Avengers. But I also got, Guardians of the Galaxy, the single player, the new one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be playing that as well. So you'll be getting about an hour, 45 minutes of each one. Hopefully every week. Saturday and Sundays are a flop. So you're going to get Codex Gaming edited, up on YouTube on the weekend, depending on the day. And our podcast right now up edited for YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere else you can find podcast platforms. There's a lot. We're happy. We finally got a schedule out. We feel like we're actually moving in the right direction. We brought Tim on, guys. Like, come on. We needed something here.
Stop it.
But definitely, guys, go check it out now that I'm going to be posting up the actual schedule here shortly. Hopefully within the next week, I'll be putting it as a banner somewhere, or we'll just be posting it all over social media, which we're getting our Twitter back because we got nobody on Twitter. So I don't know how we're getting something back that we never had.
That's going to change because I am posting on Twitter now using Codex, and I'm going to be posting a lot. So get ready for that.
Yeah, we'll be ready for it.
We could use it.
all four followers that are me, Sonny, and you. Our one friend Dave is not enough anymore. Even his wife got rid of us. I texted her. I was like, "You're rude. Like, why would you do that? I promoted all your businesses." But yeah, no, the schedule is gonna go great, and yeah, I mean, Sonny, I'm gonna just hand this off to you now because we know exactly where we're going with this. What are you working on this week, buddy? Any updates to the series, about the series? Any new books? Any new chapters? I've been hearing a lot of things, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, first, before I get to my stuff, I was going to say with the Codex Gaming, and I was going to say, I don't know if you saw a message. That,
I did. I called you out on the actual episode.
Okay, now
and I left it in there because I was you were like, I was trying to do something. Tim's like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm like, Tim, I can never find you and I need you. And then Son the writer pops on. He's like,
I just keep hearing you, Tim, do this. Tim, it's your fault. This. Stop blaming Tim for everything.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
Tim's the reason for all your
Tim,
mistakes.
You got a flying character. Take out the flying people. And
those
see
guys
him on the
way
ground
up there,
smacking people. I'm like, no, take out the things that are shooting us in the head from up above, so that way I can take out things on the ground. I'm the Hulk. I can just smash everything. I'm like, you are Thor. You can fly. Go up there and go take care of them.
When I was flying around, I didn't know how to fly fast, so I was flying really slow. And Jamie, you're getting the snot kicked out of you by all these bad guys, and he's like, "I need your help, Tim. I need you."
Everyone's like, "Oh, Jamie, you gotta stop blaming Tim for everything."
I'm on my way, man, but I'm going at a snail's pace. How do you go faster? Oh, you do this. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, but I did laugh because Sonny was like, "Stop blaming Tim for everything," and I literally said after you sent that, I was like, "Sonny, stop blaming everybody else for your failures."
There aren't any. I don't blame. You could watch any episode, and I don't point fingers.
I'm talking about real life. This persona you put on for the podcast is
anything wrong. If I get anything wrong, I say I should know that, and I learn it. But speaking of what I've been working on, things I don't fail on, about posting more chapters of crimes too. But like I said, when it comes to series about a series, the other day, a while ago, before I had said, I'm close to the end, so I'm not going to do much more talking about it until it's done and finished. So with that, I'll stay quiet. But what we did talk about last week was how you guys did the audio and you did the Code Z morning podcast. Yeah. So I could say that I was like, we should post. It would be so good if you guys posted it. So we will be posting what Jamie and Tim did for the Code Z morning podcast, the different versions he did, and it always, every time I go over it, it always gives me a lot of good laughs.
Oh yeah,
so I think everyone
does.
will enjoy it.
And just let everyone know that you can find that on not only coming up on our channel for the scheduling itself, so it's gonna be a little bit more spaced out, but you can also go find that hopefully within the next week on a series by a series channel, because that's something that's going to be a big part of it. And I want everyone to laugh. I want everyone to have a good time.
We had a great time doing that. That was what Sonny, I said, I'm going to send you about 2 to 5 minutes of something.
2 to 5 minutes. There's 25 minutes, but I was more than happy to get it.
My face holding back those laughs was so hard. Dude, you see me turn and my face is just beet red. Like I just can't. Like I want to just scream laughing and I can't. And then as soon as we got done, I was like, I need to breathe.
I was working on the editing for what you'll see for the Code Z podcast, and as I'm sitting there
I
trying
love the
to
Code Z.
to be serious and edit it and get it done right and all that stuff, I'm listening to what you and I are doing, Jamie, and I know my neighbors could hear me. I am cracking up so hard. The first segment, the second segment, I think is my favorite, especially with the music that I put underneath it.
That's the one where we were like,
Bash me.
yeah,
where we review scripts from A to Z.
yeah.
So why is that one your favorite when you guys bash me?
Well, it's God, the
I
way
don't
that
have an
put it-
answer. I just laughed.
the way that I put it together.
I like
and,
the ostrich and the mortal egg still.
Yes.
You guys have to watch it. Jamie and Sunny, you guys have already seen it, but for those of you watching the podcast right now, you guys need to watch that and you'll understand why it's my favorite. It's hilarious.
And if you guys don't want to miss that, please again make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the content. It's Thursday. It's gonna be a miscellaneous. Be there.
Yeah, like this week, finally, Tim will get a chance to see my mail call.
Yes, that's what I'm
Oh my
waiting for.
God.
I'm
I
anxious.
laughed so hard. Dude, I've never cracked up in a mail call before.
I've
Let
been
me ask-
waiting for this since you told me you got the box and you recorded the
Oh,
video.
don't
I
worry.
have no
You're
idea
You're
what's
gonna
gonna.
love it. And when I
Oh,
say love, you are gonna fall in love with it because it is the greatest thing since the Code Z Morning podcast.
That is amazing.
Oh, Sonny, I admire you in so many ways, but that was just pure bliss. Like that was just like if you
It
could,
fell into place perfectly, and I knew I'm like,
All
I
of it.
couldn't have went better.
no, it couldn't have. It actually could have, but I'm gonna leave that until after everyone sees
Oh
it.
my God.
Which I think that is coming up on Thursday. I think it's scheduled.
Tomorrow. Yep,
So
it is
Tim,
our-
no, I was gonna say, does Tim got anything big
Yeah.
coming up? I mean, I think Grady Meats is having some special guests this weekend from what I've been.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah. We're gonna have you guys come on Grady Meat to do watch with us, and Sunny picked the movie for that, and we're gonna be doing a watch/review of The Evil Dead 2, and that's going to be done over on Grady Meat. So guys, you should be able to see that right about here, I think, and it'll say
in
at Grady
post, I'll
Meat.
put it in-
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, go over there, guys. I've said it 100 times before. I'll say it again. Me and my friend Vampy, we sit there and we watch movies that we like, movies we've never seen, movies we hate, and we trash them and have fun while we're doing that, and then talk about it after we're done. It's a really great time. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend going and checking it out, not because I do that, but because it's actually pretty cool.
Or
And
check
we
out the
have-
one that I'm on.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie, you came on to do Adi Shankar's Bootleg Universe, which was a lot of fun because you hadn't seen the Power Rangers Unauthorized
Right.
that we watched. Yep, that was really cool. We've got another big time interview coming with a guy. His name's Barry Bell, and he was a cast member in Maximum Overdrive, which is one of my favorite movies. So we're going to be doing a lunch table confession with him soon. That'll come out later in the year, toward the end of this year. But we've got lunch table confessions coming with you guys too. So you guys are going to be a big part of Grady Meat for the rest of the year.
The creators are coming on to tell you how we created it.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It
Looking
all
forward to it, man.
Started with an egg
An immortal egg.
and an ostrich.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can officially say that is our works on the books.
Works
And
for
now
me.
I'm overworked.
Cheesy. But
Super
sometimes
cheesy.
it goes to the comic books though. Sometimes you need a little bit of cheese. But we move on to On the Hunt. And now one thing I'm on the hunt for, I'm like, you know what? I'll mention it because I'm pretty sure that we're all on the hunt for this. Many of us comic book fans. Both of you guys have been reading it along as well. And it is Dark Ages. So we all got number one. My issue number two, I'm a little behind. My issue number two is coming in the mail. And then I know in is it next week or when is it that issue number 3 of Dark
I
Ages?
think it's closer to the end of the
Yeah,
month.
it's. I think it's the. Hang on, let me pull this up.
Yeah,
Because
I want to say it's
for those who don't
23rd.
know,
23rd.
DC releases now because they're a new publisher. DC releases on Tuesdays,
Ooh.
where and this started when they changed over from Diamond. So and then Wednesdays is still Marvel and
Marvel, yeah.
everything else. So I believe it's 24th after looking at the calendar. I think.
Okay. 24th, yeah. So that one I gotta go to the comic store and get. I gotta find a good comic shop by me because some of the ones by me I look and it's all old, but they're not in plastic and they're very in bad shape. So I need to find somewhere that's gonna have, Dark Ages number 3. Because I have 2 coming in the mail. 3 I need to find so I can get caught up with you guys.
I actually picked up my copies of Dark Ages number 2, A cover and B cover the other
Aren't
day.
you so fancy?
I am fancy.
Penguin
It's
Random House
amazing.
screwed me again.
A cover is the one with the kind of everybody on the cover, right?
Yeah, it's got Apocalypse on
Okay.
the cover, and then
That's the one I have coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was B the one with who's on B?
The B cover has
Who's on first?
What's on second? I don't know what's on third. It has Weapon X or
X-23.
Yeah, X-23. It has her on
Laura
the cover,
Kinney.
but she's called Wolverine in the story. So
Because she's Wolverine.
right, exactly. So there you go.
She'll always be X-23 to me, but
Yep.
I get what you mean here. Actually, was
Right,
Wolverine,
but she's on the B cover.
that guy's
and it
always
looks pretty
Wolverine to
cool.
me.
Yeah.
That guy that's gonna be put out as different sexuality here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that one.
So did everybody else.
Yeah, so that's my on the hunt is Dark Ages, and like I said, I'm sure we're on the hunt for that. And so
Well,
there's
I can show you. Yeah, I'll just show you real quick some of the books that I got.
Oh, he's back. Okay,
I'm here. Some of the books that I got on the hunt. Now, Jamie, I've talked to you about this before. I am working on Uncanny X-Men from the back.
Okay, pause real fast. Before we get into this, I just want to say one thing and one thing very, very clear.
Okay.
I hate all of you. They're collecting these X-Men comics from Uncanny. I just can't stand it. Like from I think like 280 on, I'd probably be able to collect because I don't know. There's not 3,000 narration boxes in one panel.
That's a lot of story, though. A lot of good information.
Yeah, you're yes. Cyclops woke up in a groggy mood today and decided to have a waffle. Does not make me feel any better about the story.
Well, you need to know why he feels that way, and you need to know what he's doing while the pictures are showing you. They do, though.
And then when you fight, though,
like
when he's in a fight, like, man, you know what? Imagine if he didn't have waffles today. Like his stomach is probably rumbling as he's doing that flip, and he's got waffles on his stomach. I'm worried about him now.
Right, exactly. You attach to the characters.
Thank God Tim is not part of the podcast as I quit.
With that being said, X-Men number 144. This is one of the books that I got. This is I think now the earliest.
You might want to bring it a little bit closer to the.
This is now the.
That didn't work. Yeah, bring it back.
This is now the earliest issue I have for X-Men. Yeah, it's not working. There we go.
There you go.
That's the earliest one I have. No. And then I got Uncanny 173, which everybody, that's a beautiful Wolverine cover. And then, Sonny, you'll know this one. Man. Absolutely. You send me Dark Ages and I'll send you this. First appearance of Psylocke as the Ninja Psylocke. So I got that one too.
Was that's part of the Acts of Vengeance?
Acts of Vengeance. Okay. That's 256. And then the last one I'll show is the second full appearance of Gambit, 267. Okay. So I got that. Pretty amazing. Nice. That's my on the hunt.
I agree.
Nice, boys.
I knew you'd like that, Sonny. Jamie doesn't appreciate real art. That's why I wanted to save it and show you.
Jamie doesn't appreciate real art, but he's got older comics than all of you.
We need to see it, Jamie. We need to see those older comics.
I will bring them out. But my on the hunt, I officially found something that I'm going to be hunting for. And it took a lot out of me to want to do this, but I've got some grails. I've got some good first appearances. I've got I got the first pictures of Kilowog from the Green Lantern.
Nice.
I've got so much, especially like with Red Hood, Nightwing, all that. But there's one in particular from December 1961 that I need. And I've been fighting myself on wanting to get it. And I'm going to wait till con season next year to go find it. But it is Green Lantern #9, the first appearance of the Yellow Ring.
Ooh.
Yes.
And I want to try to find it raw and then get that thing graded as soon as possible.
Very nice.
Good luck
But-
to you, man.
But that one's always going to have a place in my heart because Sinestro's the guy that started it all with Hal Jordan. And they're still fighting to this day, I think, in some parts.
Well, that's like his ultimate villain. That is his Lex Luthor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Thorn, the dude who's writing Green Lantern now, could care less about Hal Jordan, which makes me mad. But he just makes him some arrogant dude that I could go on a whole podcast about this guy. But
It's all about John Stewart, right?
yeah. And Simon Baz, which makes no sense because he's in a Terminator suit because he got broken. But yeah, it's all about John Stewart, which is fine. I like John Stewart. I like what he did. I like the retcons that they've done for him. And I'm gonna go on a tangent now, I guess. I said I wasn't, but they did a bunch of retcons for him, and I like who he is now. Like, I really do. As far as lowering another lantern based on the respect of another one, I don't like that. It's Corp. They're all one. Make them as that. I haven't seen a Rainer issue since New Guardian, and that was in New 52. There's not even a mention of the man in this. It
Not
makes
cool.
it makes me upset. But hey, what are you gonna do? I still read it. I still buy it. It's Lantern. It's
You
Lantern.
just
lore.
got to make it through this guy's run, and then when he's done, somebody will
If
come
I can
on
make it
and-
through Punisher Circle of Blood, I can do anything.
There you go.
But that is my on the hunt, and I am excited because when we do C2 next year, and Sonny, I know you'll probably be there for a day, and if we can get Tim down there, that's what I'm going for. And I
I'd
will
love
find
to
it.
be up there for it.
I keep
Imagine if I go to this one in December and I get it.
First off, the amount that it is, you're probably just gonna be like, how many
Oh.
X-Men trades I can get?
Yeah.
I'd rather just
No.
do that. I could get this in trade. I actually do have it in trade, like form. I have the Silver Age. I'll show them one time when we do from the vaults. But they only came out the first 4 Silver Age collections. So it encapsulates like Showcase 22 all the way to issue 1. And then from issue 1, I think it's to issue like 12 for the first one. And that's issues in there. And I want that issue so bad. So.
How much have you seen how much it is around now? Or like around about how much it's costing? 'Cause I'm sure a lot.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah, you're looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at how much it's worth right at the moment, or how much
Raw.
it's going for.
Raw though.
Yep. Yep. Give me 1 second. I am using eBay for their sold listings, which I think is the best representation of fair market value.
All right, Tim. Want to tell everyone what Jamie's gonna be probably spending when he goes to? I'm gonna haggle so hard when we go to the convention.
Let me see here. So there's one that is autographed by Joe Giella. I believe that's the artist.
Yeah,
This one sold on November 2nd for $20.
that's not right.
But I don't think that is I think this is a reprint.
It is.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Like my
but
Justice League I had the other day with Starro.
But
The
yeah,
15th print.
here's a CGC 4.5 that goes for $200. Here's another one that's a 6.5, jump that up to $456. If you're looking at raw, you're looking at over $100, $200, depending upon the condition of the book. I mean, and it just kind of goes up from there.
Yeah, like I'm looking at one just for a listing, and it's at a 4.0. It's $450.
Yeah, exactly. So
They have a raw issue that looks like crap.
this is a major
How much is that one?
investment.
300 for the one that was thrown in dirt.
For raw, so it's not graded.
No, this is an investment. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Those are the type of books that never depreciate in value.
Those are
They
type of
always
books that if
just
you
go up.
ever see someone reading one, you smack them as hard as you can for touching the pages.
Give me that book.
That's one of the ones you wear like white gloves and read it naked, if anything. Like you don't want anything getting on it.
Scrub down all your
Got a
loose
hairnet
dead
on.
skin and everything. Yeah.
It's a spa day before you read that thing.
Get in a bubble.
Bubble boy it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that does sound like one that I won't be getting, and I'll be getting more trades.
Told you.
See, we've known each other a long time.
Oh yes, we know each other so well.
Okay, so now we
So-
can say,
Well, I was gonna say, Sonny, there's one more part of this that I don't understand why we're not doing. And that since we already found out how much it is, well, Sonny, do you know?
do you know? Yeah. Do you know that it's time for Do You Know?
This is my
Are you
favorite
guys-
part.
Good with me going first, asking the question first?
I don't see why not. I mean, you are kind of the co-host of the show, so I mean, you host the show when we start.
Okay.
So yeah, you go first.
I'm gonna be keeping track of points today. So
Okay. And for those just joining us or who didn't see last week, we will take turns asking questions and both have a chance to answer. And well, both people get the answer and you could have the same answer, you have different answers. And then at the end, we'll see who has the most points.
Yep.
And the winner gets a total of $0.
they get a no prize.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
It's
get
just a little bit of bragging rights.
Yeah, that's right.
just a little bit. I think we're gonna start taking it more seriously with points starting now, since we announced that Tim's gonna be third in for the chair.
Well, I'll keep track of points running total from here forward. So
Okay.
Okay. So you love it when we talk about a new show and then I say, oh, I didn't watch it. And then I've watched some other random show. Right. Well, the show I started watching is called Entourage. Not sure if you heard of it. Came out in 2004.
Did
But
you
in
just start
season-
watching it now?
Yes.
Then see, okay, so if you're that far back, how are you ever gonna catch up to the shows today? You were gonna be
I'll be-
78 in a walker and still be like, I'm gonna go watch Titans. Like it's
One of
not-
these days.
okay,
So-
continue.
So Entourage season 2. For those of you who don't know the show, he's an actor. He has his friends out there in Hollywood with him. Well, in season 2, they want him. The big storyline of season 2 is they want the character Vincent Chase to play a superhero in a movie. Who is the super? Do you know the superhero?
yes, I do. That would it would be Aquaman.
Why do I feel like that's wrong? All right, I'm gonna go. I don't know, so I'm gonna go with Aquaman.
So you're both going with Aquaman,
Yep.
and it is correct. So it is so technically goes for one for both.
Well, there's the thing that the reason I didn't think it, like I just said it because of the fact, but there was a time, you guys remember, well, obviously Sonny does. Remember Smallville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember,
Oh yeah.
remember Justin Hartley who played Green Arrow?
Mhm.
Yep.
He did a pilot for an Aquaman TV series. He did
That
the
is right.
So every time I think of that, that's what I think of. And I'm always like, it's not that dude, because that dude from Entourage couldn't be. That's what was going through my head. I'm like, if that was Justin
Well,
Hartley,
that's-
that's not even the same character.
That's like the whole storyline for season 2 of Entourage is him,
Yeah.
them wanting him to do that movie.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's my first question.
All right, you want me to take the next one then?
Yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, so guys, other than Robin, Nightwing, and Batman, what other alias has Dick Grayson gone by? There's one other character that he has been, one other name, one other kind of like superhero-esque for a brief amount of time. Do you know who it is and what the name of the character is?
I'm going
I-
to just say Batwing.
I will say the Trickster.
Both of you are incorrect. He actually does have a comic out for it because it was a 3-issue like mini series in between his maxi series that he had. He went by the Target
The Target.
Target.
That's weird.
because I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but in the series, he had like a list of people he was targeting, but he lost like the Nightwing persona for I forgot what reason this time because there's so many. And he went by the Target for 3 issues, and they mention it in the series, so it never predominantly happens in the series. it happens outside the series as his own thing, but then when they're mentioning it, they talk about it in the series. Like check for what he's talking about.
Interesting.
Check out the target number 1.
Okay. There you go. The target. All right. Tim,
All
on to
right.
you.
So, my questions all pertain to information found in the guy behind me's series that we're going to be talking about later today. So we'll go with the obvious question. Do you know what the first appearance of Deathlok is? Deathlok, the character. Do you know the first appearance?
The astonishing Marvel 15, I think, or something like that. Go ahead, Sonny.
So Jamie, that's your answer.
I'm gonna go with it's Marvel.
Well, I believe you said
Marvel
astonishing.
Marvel Premiere 15.
Marvel Premiere 15. That's what you say. Okay, Sonny.
Astonishing Tales 25.
Okay. Jamie, you had it and then you lost it. Sonny, you are exactly correct. It is Astonishing Tales number 25. Jamie, you said it right there. That was the first word that came out of your mouth was astonishing. And
I couldn't think of the Tales part. That was the thing that was bothering me.
I almost gave you guys that question today.
Well, here's a bonus one, Jamie. This is one you can redeem yourself on. What is the first appearance of this Deathlok right here?
Isn't that the collector's edition number 1? Or no, that's the he has a 3-issue series before this. 4. Okay, I was wrong.
Well, you're right. Do you know the year?
88.
No, 1990. Okay, so
no points. I have
no
1
points. You do. We all have 1 point right now. So Jamie, it's Sonny. It's back to you.
So I got 1. Well, wait, how are we giving multiple questions?
No.
Well, mine was just a bonus.
He was just
an
asking.
addition. That's all.
Okay. So, we were talking about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We're talking about Shuri. What is the first appearance of Shuri?
That is it is Black Panther number 1. I don't know the volume number though, but it was written by somebody with a name that I cannot pronounce.
Okay, I'm gonna go with why Black Panther. I think it was 26.
So, Tim, you are 1 issue off. This is Black Panther issue number 2 from the 2005 series.
I had the 2 part right.
Yeah.
I had the series correct, but the numbering was wrong.
Okay, so Jamie.
All right, since we're talking about shows and movies and all this other fun stuff, my next 2 questions are gonna be related to that because I knew Sonny was coming in with something like that, so I had to bring that too. So the question is, which Batman actor had the most success in terms of worldwide box office gross in the film which they made their first appearance in?
I'm gonna say Val Kilmer.
I'm gonna say, and it's just playing Batman. It's not technically has to be called, but it's just playing whoever played Batman.
It's whoever donned the suit.
I'm gonna
say in all of the time.
I'm gonna say Ben Affleck.
Sonny got a point.
Oh!
He actually grossed the most because of all it being Batman versus Superman was his actual first appearance in as Batman, and everyone wanted to see him fight him. So
yep. All right. My question's going to stick with first appearances and information that is found in this guy's series here. So if you paid attention to the word bubbles, there's a lot of reference.
I skipped so much of that narration stuff.
There's a lot of reference to some DC stuff in there. And
so glad we had this as a review.
McDuffie did work on DC, and you guys will know that he was a major creator, if not the creator of Milestone. So with all that being said, what was the first appearance of Doom Patrol?
It was Jesus, I know this.
Jamie, if you get this, I'll give you 2 points.
Oh my
I'll just say
God.
Doom Patrol. I'll just say Doom Patrol 1.
Okay, Sonny, you say Doom Patrol 1. Jamie?
Oh my God, that's not right. I hate the metal
Now I
man.
changed my answer.
No.
I think it's
Why did my mind just go to why is Doom Patrol the same as X-Men? Jesus, stop it. Doom Patrol 2, because I'm blanking.
Okay, no, that is incorrect for both of you. Now, it is called My Greatest Adventure number
Yes!
80, and it came
Jesus!
out in 1963. It's like one of
Why?
the most obscure title
I
names
quit
ever.
doing the show because they came out one for New 52 called My Greatest Adventure, and it
Yeah.
bled into every single character having their own story arc and then ending it. That's the only reason I was trying to remember, because I was like,
Wow.
what was it called in New 52? Because that is actually what it's called in the beginning. And they brought it back. I am so like I don't even want to talk anymore. I'm done.
what was it? My Greatest Adventure number what?
Number 80, as a matter of fact, came out in 1963. Sonny, we can carry this conversation on if you want to.
Well, that's fine. We will move on to so we got 2 for me and 1 for you guys each, right?
Yes, Sonny, you're at
1 and
2,
1.
Jamie's at 1, and I'm at 1 currently.
Okay. Now we get on to round 3.
Fight.
So we were talking about the Eternals. So my question, do you know the year that Eternals number 1 came out?
73.
I'm gonna do a Price is Right move on him and say 74.
The year is 1976.
Yeah.
So you're close.
I knew
All
the
right.
70s. It's a Kirby.
No points.
Yeah, so you're very close. Yeah.
Okay. It's me, right?
Yep.
Okay, this one is one that I picked because I felt like I got doomed in our episode that was the uncensored episode when we had Keith Vanowski II on. And he asked me a numbers question that I thought was BS. So I'm bringing one to you guys.
Okay.
We all know who Captain America is. He's Chris Evans, the man behind the shield. But do you know that he was also so many other characters? So, including Avengers Endgame, Chris Evans starred in how many superhero movies based on pre-existing comic books?
Are you counting animated or
No, there's no animated.
Okay.
I mean,
it's just animated.
technically, no, it'd just be movies.
Are you counting like total appearances, like
Yes.
if a movie and a sequel?
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so and that's counting MCU stuff or
Yes.
no?
It even includes
All right.
Endgame.
Let's see. 11.
I'm gonna say 9.
You guys are way off.
Oof.
18.
18.
Whoa.
Think about it. He was also in 2 of the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, as the Human Torch.
He was in The Losers,
Yeah,
which is another one.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's
Yeah.
another one. How many movies was he in as Captain America in the
Captain
MCU?
America, Avengers,
Yeah.
There's over 20. I'm pretty sure he was in like 12 of those. What was the other one? There was one more he was part of that I always remember watching. Push. He was in Push. That's a comic book movie. That was a DC comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was in a lot. So it was 18 altogether.
Wow.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Well,
So he's gonna be like, I'm gonna buy all of them. I'm gonna watch them all in the next 30 years.
and let you all know how I feel. Well, okay, here's my last question. So again, based off of information in this guy's series, you see a nice little cameo of what I think is Platinum from the Metal Men in the storyline that we read. So with that information there, what is the first appearance of the Metal Men?
I hate you because I know these, and I'm just like, why am I blanking on these questions? First appearance of the Metal Man was I'm like, you remember Jimmy Neutron where he's like think, and he like spiraled into his head and trying to that's me right now.
The Metal Man.
First appearance of the Metal Men.
Fantastic Four 163.
Sunny wins forever.
Yeah, no, that would be the Middlemen were Justice League International.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Okay, no, you both are wrong.
All right. Good.
Jamie, you're going to be kind of disappointed because it's Showcase number 37. So we've talked about that before. Showcase brought us the Flash, brought us Green Lantern.
I was close.
And the Metal.
Close.
You
weren't
were
even
closer
in the
than
same
anybody. So, okay, for Do You Know, Sonny, you are the winner this week with 2 points. Jamie and I both tied for second place with 1 point each.
All right. Good. It was fun, always fun doing those. And like I said, and we always learn because even especially if I get a wrong answer, I probably make sure to learn those more than the ones I got right because I'm like, I got it wrong. I will learn it and never forget it. All right, boys, but that was fun. And now Do You Know is done. We'll continue it next week. As usual, always fun to do that. But now we go into our topic of the week, which is what's your favorite crossover in comics and why? Again, anybody watching it, feel free to comment and let us know, your opinions on it. But for this week, Jamie, as usual, has our top 3 picks.
So, as usual, these are in no particular order. I'm having a coughing fit right now, so I'm trying to figure this out. So, bear with me. So, number 1 comes from Andrew. I'm going to scrape your last name, and I apologize. Wanrose. He says, still probably Marvel versus DC. It's dated now, but back in 96, it made this former 12-year-old giddy. I do like that because that's usually when you think of cross promotion, the big 2 is always the one you go for, like 100%. Kane Grasso sent us something, and it was a photo, and it was of RoboCop versus Terminator from Dark Horse.
Nice.
And lastly, we got Kenneth Barrero. I'm gonna go with. I like his last name, so I'm gonna keep saying Barrero. Who actually brought up a good one, and it was a Marvel team up for I think 1 issue, Invincible and Spider-Man.
That's right. They did crossover.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys again. Everyone who commented, let us know. Those top 3s. Thank you again. You guys, if you're listening, you guys always there. I love it. You guys always bring something good in.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was to say, as far as that goes,
yeah,
Sonny,
I brought this.
What do you got? Or okay, Tim, go ahead. I'm gonna
go.
go.
Wait, Tim.
I just wanted to say I brought this up with my role playing group, and my buddy Sean said Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man, the crossover that they did with Archie Comics. He said that was done really well. And my buddy Nick, the same with one of the picks for this week, DC versus Marvel, and that's one that I would go with as well.
So you picked DC versus Marvel, Tim?
Oh yeah.
Guess what? I'm picking the same thing. So for me, I mean, I do have it not up there. It's in a lower shelf, but I do have DC versus Marvel. And at the time, I was in my teens. When I found the trade. Of course, I have to get the trade. But so maybe it was more 2004, 2005 when I found the trade. Long after it was over, but I wasn't collecting comics much. I was at the bookstore, Barnes and Noble, pretty sure, and I found it. And it's still, even though I wasn't really reading comics much at the time, it grabbed my attention, and I'm like, this is too good. I need to get this. And I read it, and I know some people love it, some people don't like it, but I loved it. I thought it was just so cool to see the characters, Hulk versus Superman, Captain America versus Batman, even all the other fights too, Shazam versus Thor. I love it. It was a great time. It's one that I've read multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it on vacations with me to read on planes. I've just read it alone. So, I love many other crossovers as well, but DC versus Marvel is my favorite.
All right.
Now, Jamie, how about you?
Well, I have 3 that I do like a lot. First one is Alien and versus Green Lantern. That one was a great story. Then we also have Batman versus Predator, which I do love that. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love the Marvel versus DC stuff like the JLA Avengers, the Marvel just versus DC alone. But then my last one is what was it? Predator versus Alien versus Judge Dredd.
That sounds really cool.
That one was a good
Cool, yeah.
story as well. I don't like stories that always end with people holding hands at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like figure out a solution, but punch something in the face.
Yeah,
Or
I get
eat
what you mean
somebody.
too. Yeah, when we see a versus, we want to see somebody win. It's always fun. I've always found a
Yeah.
letdown when they fight and then they both stop. It's like we watch it because we want to see a winner.
And then they hug. And then it's like, thank you for buying this $7.99 issue back then when they were only $1. And seeing us hug on this panel. This is great. Kumbaya. Let's move on.
I like the stuff that Marvel and DC did during the 90s, like after the heat that DC versus Marvel brought. They did some of the crossovers like Batman versus Spider-Man and what was it? Silver Surfer versus Orion, or like it was Darkseid
I
versus
forgot about that
Galactus.
one. I forgot about that one.
Darkseid
I take
versus
that back.
Galactus.
I gotta add one actually. Green Lantern versus Silver Surfer.
That's the one. That's the one I'm thinking
Because
of. And
it was Thanos was part of it too.
Yep. And it's got Galactus in the background, and isn't Darkseid standing right there off to the side or something like that?
Yeah, on the back.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks amazing. I've never read that one, but I've heard a lot of good things about
it.
It
is a good read.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds cool. All right. So now our topic of the week is done. And then speaking of all these cool battles, all these cool characters, now we move on to the man who is behind Tim, Deathlok. So a couple of weeks ago, I gave this series to Jamie. Last week we went over Deathlok issue number 1, and now we review Deathlok, the Souls of Cyberfolk issues. Is Deathlok issues 2 through 5.
Yeah,
you boys take it away.
Yep, that is exactly right. So with Deathlok number 5, the credits for that book, or for the whole storyline, as a matter of fact, written by Dwayne McDuffie. Inks are by Mike Manley. Pencils are Dennis Cohen. Colors Gregory Wright, and letters are Ken Lopez. Before I got into this, I read the first issue so that way I could refresh myself. First issue is kind of like a standalone. It's the after events of that 4-issue miniseries that Jamie and I were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. And you guys went into a lengthy discussion about that in last week's episode. So with this, the storyline here is it starts off with Forge and Misty Knight kind of in the middle of this heated battle with some cybertronic machine or robot or whatever, and it ends up capturing Forge and takes him away. Misty in turn reaches out to, what do they call them, the cybernetters or something like that? Yeah, something like that, and gets in touch with Deathlok and brings him in to help her rescue Forge. But it turns out that other things are going on, and other cybernetters have been captured instead, being Machine Man and Ultron Bot, Bushwhacker, and what I could have sworn was Platinum from the Metal Men. And the whole storyline goes on that route, and then eventually the Fantastic Four and some members of the X-Men come into this, and even Vision from the Avengers comes along too, because while I was reading this story, I was wondering, like, with all these cybernetic people or cyborgs or anything like that, where the heck is Vision? Well, he shows up for all of, I think, 3 panels in the last issue. So
which he should.
Right. Yeah. But I really dug this. I really enjoyed this story. It is 90s comic book, so it is very dialogue heavy, but it's really good. It's a really fun read. It's got a lot of action, and it's got this underlying message in the story too that McDuffie put in there, and it's talking about like how people feel about themselves in their own skin, and that ultimately that's something that you shouldn't concern yourself with, because people are people and everybody goes through different events, but we all go through it together, which I thought was really, really cool. So yeah, to kind of put a button on that, I think as a rating with the entire storyline, like the artwork by Dennis Cohen, not my favorite, but it with the way that the series is, I think it fits perfectly. It's like Klaus Janson artwork, which I dislike at a lot, but Dennis Cohen's artwork I think is a little more refined than that. So I dug that more so than I wanted to, and it ended up growing on me, and now it's what I expect is the standard for the series itself. So as far as a rating goes with this on a scale of 1 to 10, I think that I would give this a very solid 7.5. McDuffie's work for the script is wonderful. He really fleshes out Deathlok as a character. Misty Knight was a wonderful character and a great addition to the story. The X-Men, Mr. Fantastic, Wolverine, all that stuff. I think he did those guys really well too. Dennis Cohen's artwork grew on me throughout the course of reading it. And now, like I said before, I said it is the standard. So I think I give it a solid 7.5. Sonny, what did you think about it?
Well, actually, I was gonna let Jamie continue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take this one because Sonny's the one who gave us the book, so we might as well review it. Tim, you hit everything pretty much on the head. So what I'm going to probably go over right now in my mind is what I liked and didn't like. I don't really agree with you on the artwork. I think for the 90s, this was where it should be. In the kind of like the pinnacle, because he doesn't have pockets on every single part of his body. So he took that stigma right out. As far as like the detail, like there's a lot of detail in a lot of this because of all the cybernetic work and everything. Oh, dude, it looked perfect for its time, which is hard to do. A lot of people try to go above and beyond. A lot of people try to go like early Kirby. A lot of people try to like, even now, there's people that try so hard to be more futuristic, but people still bring that, like Ditko-esque into their work. Where this was its own, and I give that 100% like love for that. The story, again, so many narration boxes. They scare me at night. I have nightmares. It's great. So much yellow. I'm gonna have to blink out for the decoding panels episodes. Yeah. I might as well just have yellow as my template from now on. Story along, I thought that they really tried with this character. And what I mean they really tried with this character is they put in every big hitter from Marvel that you could think of for them to be in the book just to make him relevant. And I'm not saying he wasn't relevant prior. I'm saying for him to have his own series to make people want to buy the book, they put in big names. And that was cool. I thought that was like, you don't see that anymore. You don't see people throwing names into a single issue just for people to be like, why is Wolverine in this? Why is Forge in this? Why is Misty Knight in, like, to bring more? Why is Vision in 3 panels? Right. My point. So I usually I grade every issue. Overall, though, for my grading of this, Tim, we're almost in the same ballpark. I think what did I give the first issue? I give that a 7.4.
I think so. Somewhere in there, yeah.
Overall, I give this a 7.9.
Right on.
I thought it was good. The art is what saved me for this. I like the story. I like especially the first issue, kind of tying everything in. It was a standalone, but it kind of made you feel like, okay, you talk about his family, everything else. Then you go into this and trying to, be a different entity than he was prior. In a sense, it just felt more. It felt more controlled. Like you had more to go on. So I really did like those concepts. I really did like what they were moving forward with. I did love the art again. There's not too many pockets. Like I see only one on Tim's screen.
He's got I think that's belt. The pocket that holds big gun. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. He's got a Batman utility belt. I know they always steal off DC. So
yep, there you go.
So yeah, 7.9, 100%. I did enjoy it. I want to keep enjoying what we're reading here. Just can we not do all the narration boxes for Jamie's carpal tunnel he's gonna have in his wrist by the time he's done editing all these for decoding panels?
Okay, so now on to me. Yeah, I picked this one out for you guys. I like, Jamie picked it out, and then Tim, we wanted to have you on because we know you're a big Deathlok fan as well. And this is a character I've liked and always found to be very underrated. So okay, let me find a good story. So Souls of Cyberfolk. You guys went over it. For me, this is one that I really like a lot. Jamie, how you mentioned like how it has the big hitters, like I said, Wolverine, the Fantastic Four. They even had a Doctor Doom on the cover, which turned out to be a Doom bot. And I'm like,
Yeah.
they
It's
got us
still
at that
Doom.
one. But still, yeah, it was still a cool cover. And yeah, even to, like I said, X-Men was so popular, they still make sure to mention on the cover, Forge appears,
Yeah.
even for a few panels. But I really like the story. And then Tim, how you were even mentioning like some of the things it dealt with. Like, I don't want to get too much away, but like this is Deathlok, and they're talking about how feelings and maybe they feel so different. Like, but if everybody, a lot of people go through feelings of feeling different, and do you belong, and what are you going to leave behind for the world when your time comes? So I really liked it. And then too, I think maybe issue 3 was like my least favorite because it was so much. One thing is there was so much narration, like you did say, Jamie, with the computer constantly talking.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's one of my favorite parts of the book was the computer's dialogue. I love that.
And this is why we don't take your criticism.
But I did love the artwork. I felt it was very 90s, and I love the 90s stuff. So it was great for me. I really enjoyed it, and I think the last issue was definitely the most powerful and even a surprising ending to me. I think just everything about that last issue was really surprising. It's the way I want a story arc to end. It was big. It has me thinking about it even after I'm done reading. It had a powerful message, and for me, I'm like, okay, definitely want to read more Deathlok, and that's why this is one I definitely want to review on the show. So with me, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it even more than you guys when I gave it a 9.2.
Ooh.
I thought there was gonna be a 10. I was
That's
like,
a
as soon as
big
you
jump.
said that, I was like, oh, he's giving this a 10, isn't he?
Without those, if there wasn't so much computer, it probably would have been.
Thank you.
But still a 9.2 for me.
Doesn't it knock off so much of your rating when, like, I get it. I love the content inside. You're paying money to get the content inside. But when it's like 4 boxes that are like that big per panel, and then like the character's trying to squeeze through to be like, yo, I'm here. Like
the word dialogue takes up 3/4 of the page, and then you've got this much of artwork. Yeah, I don't like that either. But
this did good. I mean, other than what was it, issue 3, where they were talking about like the computer and everything.
Mecha Doom's
word vomit.
Yeah, the speaking spell.
Yeah,
it was great.
Well, that's cool, man. So 7.5 for me. Jamie, you do a 7.9, and Sunny shoots for the moon and does a 9.2. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yep. So now it is time for Jamie to pick our next.
So, boys, I got a good one for you. As many of you know, I am a big Venom fan. If you can't tell from the Venomized variant up there. And I do have a bunch of statues of them that I haven't shown yet, but I don't want to because if they break, I'll cry. I am giving you guys the start of the Venomized Venom verse is the edge of Venomverse. And it is a 5. It is a 5. It's just when you look it up, it's Edge of Venomverse. But it's a 5-issue series. There's a tie-in with it called War Stories, Edge of Venomverse as well, that fits in. So 6 issues altogether. And when you guys get around to it, we'll pick a day and go with that one.
Sounds good. Excited for it.
This
is pre-Kate's. I think this is Bagley. No, not Bagley. No. I forgot his name.
Is this early 2000s or mid 2000s stuff?
This was like 2018.
Ooh, okay, so pretty recent then.
Yeah, 2017-ish.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It was before Kate's took over, and even with Venomverse and Venomized, they bleed into X-Men when X-Men had blue, red, Pokemon colors, leaf green, fire yellow, Cyclops dead. It was great. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a good read for everybody. I think everyone's gonna enjoy it. I hope someone doesn't, so that way they just bag it. But Sonny gets everything above a 9, so I expect nothing but fireworks coming out of his ears when he does this.
Imagine if I'm like 5.8.
Oh, dude, I'd laugh so hard. I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm like, it's not as bad.
It was
as
whatever.
Punisher.
It was.
I'm gonna regrade Punisher if that's the case, because I was being generous. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the show for this week. I think since Tim got announced today that he was the newest member, he should take us out on this one. What do you think, Sonny?
Sure. Yep. But real quick before I let Tim take us out, I want to thank everyone for watching the show. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there. Thank you for your service, and see you all next week. Tim, I'll let you finish up the show.
Well, guys, thank you very much for watching the episode. Just remember that you can catch the schedule. It'll be on our Facebook page and it'll be on the YouTube page as well. But always every Wednesday, we are live on Twitch for you to watch, twitch.tv/Codex Podcast. And again, those episodes come out on Saturdays for YouTube. We've got new episodes of Decoding Panels coming out, plus stuff for Mail Call on from the Vault, and Codex Gaming and things like that. So please keep an eye out on the Facebook page. If you're on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at the Codex Podcast. Same thing with Facebook, and on YouTube, the Codex Podcast. Once again, I'm Tim. That guy over there is Jamie. Down below is Sunny.
It's gonna look so weird when you're wrong and it just.
I know, and I'm going the other
For
way.
me, I'm next to you, so
right
I
now-
gotta go
right now.
around.
Sonny's on the
Right,
bottom.
that's right.
But as
Yeah.
usual, guys, thank you all for showing up. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the scheduled stuff we got going on. You guys have been great. Have a great one, guys.